So good morning everybody, this is Obi here, Old Body, Young Brain. Decided to start doing some home improvement work. Bought a small, decently equipped house, or decent house, about 2.5 years ago or so. Bought it as a foreclosure, didn't put a lot of money into it. But it does need some work and I don't mind doing it myself. However, it's been 2 years and I haven't done a lot of work. So I figured maybe posting it on the internet, keep myself accountable, get some stuff done on a fairly regular basis now. Don't know how often I'm going to be posting these, but whenever I do something major I will post. Not going to do, you know, cutting the grass videos. That would be silly. I will do minor things, some upgrades. Going to do some wiring. The thing that really kicked off the urge to videotape everything was I've got a septic tank issue right now, which is a surprise because the realtor told me I was on city sewage. So that he and I will be having a discussion about that at some point in the future. But I've got about a little shy of half an acre here. Going to be doing some work on it. Let me take you around the property here for a second. Let me pause this and flip the camera over. Out at that corner of the property, not sure exactly how far out it goes. Waiting on a survey. Been waiting for 6 months on a survey. They said they were 6 weeks behind. That was 6 months ago. I'm getting kind of irritated. I ain't paid them yet though, so I'm okay with that. I think I go out to the first telephone pole there, and if I do, that's great. I'll be able to move my power meter later on and get rid of some of these overhead lines. What I'll do is I'll get some of my yard back. I'll just have them rerun my electric down that pole to a ground-based transformer and come in over here where I plan to do some work. Back line of the property there, got my carport here. It's going to turn into a 2-story garage apartment with a basement, so I can do some storage stuff down on the bottom. Going to turn into my outdoor entertaining area here. Going to pave that with paved stones, level it off, put an outdoor kitchen over there where the chimney is right now. I have a faucet out there that was disconnected by a previous homeowner. I got to get that fixed up, dig a trench for that and rerun it with PEX. That is my brush pile that I'm going to be taking care of at some point in the near future, mostly as wood for the chimney. It got out of hand. It started off with like 3 logs 2.5 years ago when I was cutting branches off trees that were in my way. And I just never took care of it. It just kept getting bigger. So, oops. So back down here is the septic issue. And this is how I discovered I was on septic. I was digging because I figured, you know, I got a leak back here, but it's probably just a sewer line. I can fix a sewer line. That's no big deal, right? Wrong. I dug and dug. About 2 feet down, there's a concrete tank. I can't fix a concrete tank. So got to have somebody come out and pump it. Going to get that done next week as soon as I can arrange some time off from work. Back here along here, my property line runs back along here somewhere. Back down this way. Property line actually makes a triangle with the next street over, which you can't see from this shot right here. I'm going to have to clean out that corner, maybe put up a retaining wall across the back and level it off, put a shed out there, maybe a compost, some compost equipment, do some storage out there, maybe a greenhouse, maybe some rabbits or some chickens, maybe start a little homesteading project here too, not sure. Across the street, you got dead people across the street. Over here, there's a side view of the house. Not sure how well that's going to turn out. It's backlit right now, and I'm on an iDevice. I just started doing this on the spur of the moment. Haven't bought a proper camera yet. I'm not going to buy a proper camera for a little bit because I don't know how long I'm going to be doing this because, you know, I'm a little bit of a flake. There is a power pole in my yard running from a pole across the street overhead up to that pole and over to the meter on this side of the house. Like I said, I want to see if I can get that moved later on. And yes, I know that will involve an electrician, and I can't do that myself. I've got no problem with that. I just want to do as much work as I can. It does look a little grungy over here. This side does not get a whole lot of sun, so I'll have to get a pressure washer and take care of that. The house does need a paint job. Very nice guy in town quoted me $4,000, and oh, by the way, cash only, no credit cards. So I'm going to be painting the house myself at some point. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to rent scaffolding or if I'm just going to have to do it off ladders. My parents have a pressure washer I can borrow, and I got a friend that's got a paint sprayer that draws it straight from the 5-gallon bucket that I can borrow. So all I have to do is pay for paint and put my time into it. All right, that's pretty much all I've got. This over here is going to expand at some point. My kitchen is very, very, very small, like just big enough for me to stand in. So what I want to do is I want to take this wall of the house, expand it out. This part right here, I want to bring it out another 5 feet. Dig foundation, bring the end of the house out, knock all that down, put a mud room on that side and a kitchen expansion over here, so I can actually put a dishwasher in my kitchen, because again, a little lazy, but just about chores and stuff, not about projects. That is about all I got. Got a small garden going here. Didn't work out quite as well as I thought it would. It was twice the size and nothing ever grew on the other side, so I just gave up on that side, pulled the cloth up. My peppers, my jalapenos, I've gotten like 8 or 10 over the past 4 months from my jalapenos. My bell peppers rot on the vine, so I got some kind of bug getting into them. My squash has been a bad squash year. I planted 3 zucchini plants, and one of them never came up. The other 2, I got one dying in the foreground there, and the one in the background has produced many, many, many flowers, but no actual zucchini. So I don't know what's going on with that. Got a rope swing out here for the youngin'. She's not mine by blood or law, but her mama and I are friends, and we spend a lot of time together. So got a rope swing for her. And have to excuse the hose. I was doing some work. That's all I got. There's the front of the house. I really want to keep those metal awnings. I like the look, but I also want to put a front porch on. So I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with those. I may pull them down. That's going to happen after I clean out that patch over there. I may build a small storage barn to keep spare parts in, because as I've seen from different homesteaders on YouTube, having an unused but usable parts barn is an essential item of your homestead, because you never know what you're going to need. And that's pretty much all I've got. Oh, one fun little fact over here. Way back over here, out in the hinterlands, I've got, and you'll have to excuse the bumpiness, I do apologize for that. Something the youngin's mama found when she was out looking at the place for the first time right after I closed on it, is she's like, "Oh, Ernie, you've got dead people in your backyard." No, actually I don't. It's just an old stone that someone replaced. I'm going to call a monument company, see if they want to come out and get it. It is very, very heavy, and I can't move it on my own. And also there's some rose quartz or rose granite right there. So that's how I know that's not an actual dead person under there, because that shouldn't be laying across the grave. That would be disrespectful. Also, talked to the folks that run the cemetery across the street about 1.5 years ago. Gave them 6 months to get back with me if they were missing any markers. They are not. And so I'm going to have that one hauled off and sandblasted, and somebody else can do whatever they want to with it. I'll just give it to them for whatever they want to come get it for. I don't really care at this point. Again, I think my property line goes about back to that big tree back there. Got to clean all this out. Going to put a cattle panel across the back, post and rail across the front. That little drainage ditch there is a pain in the butt to mow. So as soon as I know exactly where my property is, as far as going down to the corner, I'll put a fence up, put some garden cloth down in there, put some decorative stones over it so it'll still drain, but no weeds will grow, and I'll be happy, happy, happy. All right, that's all I've got for this installment. Share, like, comment, subscribe, do whatever. And that is pretty much all I've got. And yeah, there are going to be ads. I am going to try to monetize this just a little bit, because if I don't, YouTube will put ads up anyway and they'll keep the money. So since the ads are going to be showing anyway, I'm going to go ahead and try to keep the money. I don't know what's going to be advertising. Hopefully something relevant to your interests. And that's all I've got. If you see anything offensive, let me know, and I'll have words with YouTube, but that's probably not going to do any good. Just let me know.